Yeah. So, how do we pick a keyword that we can actually rank for? Because if I would try to write a post and target WordPress as a keyword, it's likely that I will never rank for the term on the first page of Google. But if I target like this long tail keyword, like how to use SEO for WordPress or how to do SEO for WordPress with Yoast or something that's really long term, then I can probably rank for it. How do we pick the right keywords in our niche, and how do we evaluate the competition basically?
Oddly enough, the more you ignore SEO and then work naturally, the more you will actually work towards SEO. It's an odd little circle. So I would say don't obsess about ranking. Ranking will happen naturally. That's the whole
Okay.
point of the algorithm. But obviously, do target words that are going to be relevant to the content you're talking about. So if we use kind of an example of WordPress SEO, that is WordPress is a niche within itself, and then SEO is another niche, and combine them, and you've got a double niche in a way. That is still massive today, WordPress SEO.
Yeah.
But if you figure out an even longer tail keyword to go for, then shorter tail can also be exposed to it. So we always think, don't just think if we're writing about WordPress, don't just talk about WordPress in general. Find something specific within WordPress to talk about and talk about that. So Reese Wynn, who's our lead developer at Firecask, he wrote a post about custom fields. I forgot what the specific was, but that was done over a year ago, and still now there's about 15 visits to that very specific post every single day. And a
Nice.
year on, he still gets emails asking questions about that specific topic. And it comes from a Stack Overflow thread that's being used years later. So that very specific term ranks pretty much number one for that specific term itself. But that user is of higher quality. Every single visitor will have the answer to whatever question it was by the time they've read all the way to the end of that post.
Yeah.
But Reese didn't write that at all, targeting that term. That just happened as a result of writing about it.
Yeah, actually, I have a similar experience. I think in January 2014, I recorded a tutorial on a Genesis WordPress theme, like how to maintain the homepage or something.
Mhm.
And just recently, I think from 2 weeks ago, I started to get some comments below this video. I didn't have any interaction for like almost a year, and now it starts to get some traction. I don't know really how because I don't have time to explore it, but it's a really interesting thing how content evolves over time.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And if that video you made over a year ago is still relevant today, then it might have been cited in someone else's post, which
Yeah,
might have sparked, more social actions towards that video, or it might have been shoved in Reddit somewhere, and that just has drawn people back to old yet still relevant content.
yeah, definitely. So when it comes to creating content, how important is the length of the content? That's a question I get over and over again.
Um, Content's as long as it needs to be. Um, Although we always do have a minimum kind of requirement that what topic are you ever really going to write only two sentences about? If
True.
you're a specialist in that area and you only have two sentences describing that topic or area that you're selling, then how much do you really know about it?